Welcome back to another hangout here on the O'Shea Duke Jackson channel. I'm your host, O'Shea Duke Jackson. As you know, every Sunday, me and my good buddy, Dinus Demir from the YouTube channel, Search for Uhuru, we get together, we chop it up about, things happening in the news, things happening in the Black community. But what up with you, man? Dinus?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Everything is good in the ATL.
Okay.
In Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh yeah, I see you got the colorful threads on there, player.
The Capitan Don, so of course I gotta rock my Capitans.
All right. So just glad for everybody coming into the stream. Welcome, man. We have a pretty good show lined up for you, man, as usual. Now I know when you emailed me a little earlier, what we were talking about is this Jay-Z dropped this new album. I haven't heard it yet myself. I'm not necessarily a big-time Jay-Z fan, but to his credit, I have heard other albums of his. He's definitely a very gifted rapper. He's definitely a game changer. He'll probably go down as maybe one of the top MCs. He's not the best MC to ever do it, even if he never does it again. Great career as a music executive. What really has gotten to you about this particular album?
I mean, he basically, and my thing is with Jay-Z, I like the album. The information he gave, the knowledge he gave on the album was good, it's needed. But my thing is he's like 25 years too late. The information or the jewels that he was dropping on his album should have been dropped 25 years ago. Because you have to look at it. Places like New York, cities like LA area, it's pretty much a wrap for Black people in regards to gentrification and Black people being pushed out of these neighborhoods. Now, one of the, I guess, lyrics that Jay-Z said or spat on his album was, why Black people shouldn't fight in neighborhoods that their grandma's written or mom's written. Meaning, where we're from, O'Shea, you got Negroes shooting each other in neighborhoods where their mom, that they don't even own shit in. That the Arab, the Indian, the Chinese, they control the resources. And then the houses that they live in that they're shooting up, they're rich in those houses. So the platform that Jay-Z had, Rockefeller days, he should have been teaching stuff like this then versus now. Because for the most part, and again, the information is needed, but it should have been shared, in my honest opinion, back during his Rockefeller days and have been more impactful. Because for a lot of Black people in these neighborhoods, it's pretty much a wrap, unfortunately.
It seems like Eric Stanley has joined into the conversation. What up, Eric? Let's see. Let's see if he can hear us. Eric, can you hear? We can't hear you. So it seems like he's having a little bit of issue trying to join in the conversation. You guys know this is Eric Stanley, the violinist. So Eric, can you hear me? Okay. So for whatever reason, I can't hear Eric, but while we're waiting to get Eric set up here in the chat, let me go back to Dinus. Dinus, let me ask you this. You said Jay-Z didn't say this. During the Rockefeller days with Dame Dash and all of this. Well, what's a good reason why you think Dame Dash didn't say it? I mean, why do you think that Jay-Z wasn't saying it back then?
I think he didn't want to compromise his money, but when do you have enough money? See, nobody puts a number on it. When you get $1 million, when you get $10 million, what is enough to make an impact? So, I think he should have used his platform back then to say what he's saying now. And what you have to understand too, Jay-Z has always had this information. Like, if you know the background of Jay-Z, Jay-Z's mentor was a guy named Jaz-O. Jaz-O was a member of the Nubian Islamic Hebrews, or Ansar Pir Sufi, back in, I would say, Brooklyn. Low-key, Jay-Z was also a member as well. These two sects were started by a guy named Imam Isa al-Hadi al-Mahdi, also known as Malachi Z. York, if you're familiar with Nuwapu or Nuwabianism or Nuwabians.
Mm-hmm.
So what Jay-Z was dropping in his album, Malachi Z. York was teaching 30-something, like 25, 30 years ago. So that's the thing. Like, he already had the information, he just wouldn't share it. And then some people will say, oh, well, he might have said this in the Regional Doubt. He might have dropped that in the Blueprint or the Black Print. But, you know, he didn't go as hard as he is now. And the excuse people are giving is, well, he matured or he was misguided. And the reality is, Black men especially, can't afford or don't rarely get the opportunity to be misguided for 47 years. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't get your shit together by at least the age, we'll say 28, that's being conservative.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's a wrap for Black men. So that's my issue with the whole situation.
Let me ask Eric. Eric, can you talk now?
Yeah, y'all hear me?
Yeah, what up? What's your Good to have you back, man. You did a great interview last week, man. Got a lot of kudos. Glad for you to be here. I don't know if you've heard the new Jay-Z album. I know that you're definitely a great musician. Have you heard it?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to have your take on it because you are very popular musician, specifically in the hip hop kind of industry. What's your take on the messages that Jay-Z was giving to the Black community in this new album that he dropped?
Wow, so I've definitely had some conversations in the past about some of the same things Jay-Z was talking about, especially with I think it's track number 2, when you talk story of OJ. And I was talking to my mom about that a week ago. I asked her, did my grandma ever talk about generational wealth? And it was a foreign concept. You know what I mean? This idea of leaving something behind for your kids. And it's kind of interesting because he's touching on stuff that's really, it's really insightful. Like this type of information can help a lot of young brothers, but I hope and pray that they really listen to what he's talking about. And, because people tend to listen, to celebrities and people with a lot of influence. And it definitely, his lyrics in that song were very powerful in terms of ownership. Growing up, I didn't think about assets. You know what I mean? I didn't think about things that are going to be making me money while I sleep. I was just thinking about going to college and getting a job. That's the only thing I knew until I started to read more and, get a new circle of people around me. It helps so much. So I understand what he's talking about with that. I think I only got through 3 tracks in the project, but those first ones really hit hard.
Let me go back to Dynast because I have a lot of people who are in the chat. And for the sake of this show, I'm gonna not really say my personal feelings about Jay-Z. I think I put that out there before. Mm-hmm. I've said how I feel about Jay-Z, how I feel about rappers like him, and I'm not gonna disagree with what I've heard from both of you about what he's saying. The problem is his actions don't match up to what he's saying. That's the problem that I have with Jay-Z. Who the hell? Somebody got a Subway sandwich in the background? Is that?
I have my cell phone.
You got a Metro?
I got T-Mobile.
Oh,
but
man,
that's even worse.
Metro that's a Metro. You didn't. No, but here's my problem with Jay-Z. My problem with Jay-Z is not so fact that you sold drugs. Malcolm X was a pimp. You know what I mean? I'm not really throwing, any shade on the brother for what he did previously. I listened to his Blueprint album when it first came out, probably one of the best hip hop albums I've ever heard in my life. Mm-hmm. But my problem with Jay-Z is you're the same person that endorsed Hillary Clinton. That's my problem there. And it stops there because a lot of Black people forget, niggas have amnesia. you know, when it comes to certain things. And if anybody knows about Hillary Clinton and what President Bill Clinton did from 92 2000, you would know that a lot of the police brutality that you're seeing now, you can probably thank Hillary, you know, Clinton's for that, because they doubled the amount of police in black neighborhoods. The black male prison increased in you know, under the Clintons. You know, you got a lot of black public housing that was taken away, and a lot of black men like Jay-Z. Now, this is the most powerful thing. If you had a gun charge, you could not get financial aid. So a person like Jay-Z, who rapped about selling dope in the Marcy Projects, had he got caught with that kind of stuff, you cannot redeem yourself. And he was so far to the left. And what I think is, before I let you guys talk about this, a lot of black people, when they have good information, they hold it. They do. Everybody's not like Eric Stanley. That's for real. Eric Stanley, who's a success, he's willing to come on here and talk about what I did to be successful for free. A lot of niggas not gonna do that. Dynas Demir will come on here and say, I went to Africa, this is what I do, this is my business I have in Senegal, this is what we make, you can do the same shit too. A lot of niggas not like that, man. A lot of niggas will get information and then hold it. And then try to give you a little pieces of trinkets. Like, and the problem with me, I know I'm going on a rant.
Go ahead.
Who hasn't said that, hey, you niggas don't own shit in your communities?
Wait, say it again? I couldn't hear you. Say it again?
I mean, who hasn't said you niggas don't own shit in your communities?
Oh,
you spend the money at the club. You spend the money on rent. We've been on that. The problem is Jay-Z ain't gonna give you no class on how to do that, though. I don't know if that was discussed in the lyrics. Was it discussed how you can do it, or was it just you niggas not doing this? What was it? I'm trying to find out. Can anybody answer?
Okay, so what I've seen, just in like the music industry in general, there's a lot of information to drop on somebody, you know, in terms of how they can build their own wealth, because everybody has different skills and talents. Mm-hmm. If I would have listened to these lyrics 6-7 years ago, it wouldn't have really mattered to me at all. But since I'm, you know, since I have my own company, since I'm my own entrepreneur, you know what I'm saying? Those lyrics, they mean a little bit more now. Now, for somebody who doesn't, I understand, because I was thinking about it from the standpoint of somebody who doesn't have any skills, somebody who is in a negative environment, who grew up in a terrible household, you know, basically somebody who has no outlet to make a significant amount of money, you know, to get them in a better position. So I tried to just in general in life, I always try to look at things from different perspectives, you know, like I mean, I play a violin. Everybody doesn't play a violin. I look from the standpoint of a musician who's just starting out, because I was there, you know, a musician who thought he wasn't good enough. Like, I remember people making fun of me and teasing me and stuff. So I think so much with his story, it might not be Jay-Z trying to show like, hey, this is how you do it, but more so just to be inspiration. And it would be way too much to drop on people, really, in one album. That's picking up books and stuff.
Great point. Let me stop there, because I got to talk to Dynas and that's all three of us. Okay, all three of us on this panel right now, and shout out to everybody in the chat that's listening. I got a lot of successful brothers who own businesses. I have people who are judges that follow me, federal court judges. There was a guy that was in Poland that was a pathologist that came here that went to the same school or close school that I went to. You know, let's look at Dynas. Dynas is a entrepreneur, guy who makes a ton of fucking money. He's an ex-athlete. He was probably one of the fastest people to ever come out of the state of California. Okay, college graduate. Mm-hmm. Eric Stanley is a black man who plays the violin. College graduate, been all over the world. I'm a shit talking nigga in medical school. Right? I can pretty much, I mean, I'm not rich, but I can afford to go wherever the fuck I want to go. just came back from Africa. We are anomalies when it comes to black men, for the most part. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, something like that resonates with us because we are ambitious, right? Or we at least have had, Dynas went to Christian Brothers High School. Let me just stop the show real quick. Dynas, Amir, and I, we both went to, at least at one point, I didn't graduate, but he did. Dynas went to one of the best fucking high schools in Northern California. Right now, the high school costs like $15,000 a year to go to. You went to VCU,
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that shit makes sense to us. We get it. But let's talk about Dynas, the black boys who want to do. Dynas been in 8 fucking African countries. You got niggas ain't living down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about the brothers who want to get out and can't? And a nigga like Jay-Z, I really feel he don't give a fuck about those kind of people. Not that he should, but I just think he don't. I really wish he would come on and say, look, you niggas are bums. I'll keep voting Democrat. Here's a couple trinkets for you niggas. Fuck you. I mean, that's how I think he feels. But Dynas, let's talk about the black men who are not like us, who do need the help.
I think my rebuttal to the brothers, I guess, argument saying that a lot of people wouldn't be able to absorb it is that's just feeding the stereotype that black people are stupid. I mean, just living, coming from the neighborhoods we come from, O'Shea, I'll tell you this, homeless people and some of these hood dudes are some of the most intelligent people you ever meet. Because you got to think about it. To sell dope is a tough job. To not get killed, not get caught up by the police, move your weight, keep a good relationship with your connect, make sure your product is comparable to product, not glorifying it, but these people are very, very intelligent. I mean,
a lot about this player.
Have you ever spoken to somebody that just got out of prison? Dudes, homeless people, or if you have a conversation with them where they're not geeking, are some of the most intelligent people you will ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to in our income urban communities are very freaking intelligent when you talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that they would not have been able to absorb the information that Jay-Z is giving. I'm not buying that. It's just at the end of the day, will they choose, they'll absorb it, but will they choose to follow it and to apply it? That's the issue. So you gotta think about it. Jay-Z, Malcolm X, Clarence X, and the 5 Percenters, all these intelligent dudes 30 years ago were the hoodlums, the thugs that we're talking about. These people are very intelligent. They just apply their knowledge and their energy counterproductive and destructive activity. So these people are very freaking smart, in my honest opinion. Because I live in a community that's gentrified. So you still have that element where I live. And when I talk to these people, like a lot of people will say they are. So I think Jay-Z's album, he could have been put this information in his other albums, put all this information in one album, and people, again, would have got it. The issue with black people, we want to be entertained so much.
True.
Probably listen to the album, but then we were like, okay, fuck this shit. I want that Future. I want fucking Migos. I want Little Yachty. I want to listen to some stupid ass mumble rap. But they understand, but they just refuse to apply it. That's the issue.
Look, before I go to Eric, I'm gonna let Eric weigh on this, but I gotta say something. We talk about, black people being very intelligent. Black men, yes, very intelligent. But what is Malcolm X without Elijah Muhammad? Nobody. And what I'm saying is this: Elijah Muhammad had the infrastructure to groom somebody like Malcolm X. He could give him a house, which he did, which was bombed. He could give him a temple to preach in, which he did. And what we got to talk about is while Jay-Z is saying, here, we don't own this, we don't own that. But it means nothing when you have those people, you don't have them on the front line. Like, for example, I wanted to go to medical school. It really wasn't a black doctor in my neighborhood I could go reach out or there wasn't, you know, somebody I could go tell, and you know, so it was hard. It's hard for you to get into the certain things without that infrastructure there. So you can give all the tips you want, but if the people don't have the direct access, and a lot of white people and Jewish people, they see their dads doing this, they see their family doing this, and that's a big problem. And I think that black people would gravitate towards more of that if there was more access to that kind of stuff. And a lot of black people who do have those resources don't want to fuck with other black people. We just got to keep it real.
Hey, not to cut you off, O'Shea.
Yeah, go ahead.
Since we're talking about ownership. So in Brooklyn, either in Brooklyn or Harlem, there's a mural of Notorious B.I.G. Right? And it's graffitied or painted on the side of like an apartment complex. So the owner of the apartment complex, who's I think he's a white or Jewish guy, wants to remove it. And of course, many in the hip hop community are upset. And they're like, why does he want to remove it? That's not right. That's not fair. My first question is, all the money that rappers claim they've made that has passed through Brooklyn, Harlem, and all the Bronx and all these other neighborhoods, you trying to tell me you don't own a house or an apartment complex, or you trying to tell me Diddy doesn't own some type of real estate in one of these neighborhoods, or any rapper, any entertainer that is bragged about how much money they're clocking on the street corner in these neighborhoods, they don't own any property to paint a mural of Notorious B.I.G. on, but we're mad at this white guy for saying he's gonna remove it? It's just, it doesn't make sense. So that's what I'm saying. He's too, like, the information is needed, said at fucking 10 years ago. But saying it now and making it seem like you care, it's like, come on, bro. I mean, information is needed. Jay-Z really give a fuck. Because just 9 months ago, he was so pro Hillary Clinton. No, Hillary Clinton is a shit. So, you know, and knowing that the politics in general isn't nothing. So you're that smart, you're that knowledgeable, you know, you're that conscious, but you're gonna say vote for the Democratic or Republican Party, who both would never serve the best interests of black people. And you know, your mentor, Jazzo, who was talking about Malachi Z. York, specifically said that neither party, even Louis Farrakhan, neither party will serve the best interests of black people, which is true. But go ahead.
Let's let Eric weigh in on this.
I mean, so you know, with black business, I mean, I don't know if you guys have pulled up the stats on black businesses in America, but we are the group that creates the least amount of jobs, and you know, that really says something. We have a lot of businesses, but they're you know, they're like individual islands. But this knowledge that we can teach young brothers, which is like just to get them interested, you know, in entrepreneurship and getting assets and maintaining those assets on a consistent level. I think it's really crucial to use these experiences as examples. You know, it's tough. A guy like Jay-Z, it's hard for a lot of people to relate. You know, I didn't grow up in New York City. I grew up in Chesapeake, Virginia. You know, like, it's a completely different environment. But what I think, man, like Jay-Z, man, it's tough because when you're in that, it's like the higher you go in a political climate, man, it's like you're gonna have you're never gonna be perfectly in the middle. You know what I mean? It's either with a lot of influence, you're gonna have opposition, and then you're gonna have people for you. It's tough, though. I mean, I would feel like that's a lot of pressure, being in Jay-Z's shoes, to try to inspire black people to be better. You know.
I mean, I guess I gotta go back to this because you make some great points, but again, to me, Jay-Z's little words on this album, I don't know why black people are taking it so fucking serious. To me, your actions mean a lot more than what you're saying. you know, I mean, I'm not saying what he's saying is not right because I haven't heard it, but what you guys are telling me, it sounds really good. I mean, that's the truth. You know, black women need to do this in the third and all of the things. But at the same time, politically, you cannot align yourself with the same people that have destroyed your black communities, that have policies that are diametrically opposed to your advancement. I mean, you can talk about racism and shit all you day. What's the Democrats' point? Fucking the KKK came from the Democratic Party, motherfucker. That's where it comes from. And I think that really black people have to stop being so bamboozled, because you know what? White liberals, they actually like the fact that Jay-Z is saying this, because it makes Jay-Z feel like he really supports black people. And that's what liberals like. They like black people to talk about these things. They don't want them to actually do anything, though. Mm-hmm. You know, and if they do start doing something, you'll be shut down. It's almost instantly, you know. But let's go back to Dynast. Dynast, what do you have to say about what Eric said?
Like I said, I'm not saying don't discredit or what Jay-Z said is not relevant. I'm just saying that this should have been done 20 years ago. Because again, the majority of these major black cities, you know, again, the Bay Area,
you're breaking up,
Chicago, you know, LA, like it's for the most part already too late, you know. So as far as ownership goes, I mean, they're already gentrified. You know, the communities are already predominantly that were once black are now predominantly white. You know, it's a wrap. So I just think it's just, again, he means well. I mean, people in our generation and younger could definitely utilize the information, but at the same time, where was it 25 years ago? Because he had the information. Don't get it twisted. He didn't just read a book last year and then decided to go ahead and make an album. He's had this information. He knew who he hung around. He's had this information now for, you know, for short 25 plus years. And he hooked up with Jazzo, his mentor. So that's just my issue.
But let me do this real quick. And here's what I want to point out. Black people were the only group of people where we are really looking for an entertainer to speak positively on the behalf of the black community to make a change. Mm-hmm. At that point, you've already lost. I'm going to say it again. At that point, you've already lost. Even if you would have said that 20 years ago, at that point, you're done. Yeah. When a rapper is gonna say, I mean, think about this, right? The Mexican community. Let's just say Alejandro Garcia. I don't know who the fuck it is. Let's just give him a name, right? Alejandro Garcia and the Chucharaches, right? They're the biggest band in Mexico. Would they look to Alejandro and the Chucharaches to say something about the Latino community? And the Mexican community, they're not so much doing better than blacks either. But the thing is, though, what Mexicans understand that black people don't, we will let our smart and our best and brightest people lead us. That is, those people who have the highest IQ, right? Those people who are more connected, who understand the law, the lawyers, those people who are the best free thinkers, those who are the most savvy with business. What we will do is we will respect the hierarchy, including entertainers. And we will all throw our money behind our best and brightest people. And those people who are the top of that society will benefit us. Now, let's look at African Americans. Do we necessarily look at our best and brightest people to do things for us? No. We look for entertainers to do things for us. We look for athletes to speak for us. And if you wonder why the black community is what it is, we expect so much from entertainers and athletes. And let's just be honest, those guys are stupid. Let's just be honest. Right. We gotta call it what it is. Yeah. We gotta call it for what it is. The fact is, when we're looking for people who are, they're not, Jay-Z is a music fucking artist and a music businessman. He is not a voice for black development. He is not a voice for black education. He doesn't know, we don't have any engineers. He doesn't know that we need more clinics. I mean, that's not his job. His job is talk about I fuck Susie, big pimpin', spinning cheese.
Yeah. And I got dough and fathoms.
Right? And we're like, oh, hey, dog, stop. Why are you spinning cheese? Can you give us a blueprint for the Black community? And even if he does, think about this. Look at people like Talib Kweli. I gotta give Talib Kweli a lot, even though he's a simp to a certain degree. Talib Kweli is one of the best lyricists I've ever heard. He spent his life trying to help niggas. You know what happened? They will listen to Talib Kweli. And the thing is, we don't respect smart Black people. And Black people as a whole will continue to fall to the wayside until they let their best and brightest people do what needs to be done. That's how Poland is what it is. Do you know in Poland there are a lot of dumb motherfuckers? But they realize that they're dumb. Listen, I'm dumb. I'm not that fucking bright. Let Gregor's whatever lead me. And we don't get that. Our best and brightest people, you know what happens? They're ostracized. Look what Eric said. Eric said, man, people made fun of me for playing the violin. Dynasty, I mean, I know you Barry Sanders Jr., so you didn't get made fun of the shit. But that's a problem, bro. And let me go back to Eric and see what he said. Eric, do you feel what I'm saying? Do you agree or disagree? Or
yeah, man, it's like I think the real issue, man, is like you gotta understand some people, man, they really have no outlets where they're at. You know, like they're trapped in a cycle of negativity. They're trying to break out, and the only voice in their life, is Jay-Z, is athletes, entertainers. That's what they look up to. I remember being young and thinking like the only thing I could do was play ball or rap. I remember that thinking, and unfortunately, I was able to grow up in two different types of areas, around different types of people. But there are a lot of people where Jay-Z is their only outlet. Like they have every single album. They're going to listen to Jay-Z over what I have to say. And that may be unfortunate because I also have something to say too, for young brothers and sisters. But it's one of those things, man. It's just like it's hard looking from a different perspective, though. It really is, because to somebody who's been a Jay-Z fan their whole life, they're all they see is the good side of somebody. You know what I mean? And that's what being an entertainer is showing only the good parts. Like you don't see the other parts, like the days where you're crying, you're sad, you're depressed. It's almost like a woman going on Instagram and just putting a whole bunch of makeup on, and hiding behind that makeup. It's tough. It's one of those things that's tough in life.
Before we go back to Dynasty, I want to say this. Very interesting. If you guys are coming in the chat, we got 190 people watching right now. I thank you. Thank you for all the people. Do me a favor, brothers. If you're coming into the chat, hit the like button. Okay. This is a great podcast. We got two very super intelligent brothers on the line today. So we want to encourage the dialogue. So if you want to have shows like this, and we're going to do the call-in shows pretty soon when you can talk. Do me a favor, like the video. We shouldn't have 186 people watching and only 74 likes, okay? So like I said, let's get this thing up over to 130. So we need about 65 people to go ahead and donate that free like, and we're gonna get this up here. And while you guys are liking the videos, I want to just talk about this briefly. Last Monday, me and Niyi, and if you guys probably don't know Niyi, he's the one that built the negromanosphere.com for me. He's a Nigerian. He's married to a Polish lady here. We ended up going to a freestyle hip hop battle in Poland, which was very interesting to say the least, because I didn't even think in this part of Poland that there were even such thing as Polish rappers. I know that sounds stupid and ignorant, but I just really didn't think that was the case. And all the beats they were rapping to were American hardcore hip hop beats, instrumentals, and they were just going back and forth freestyle. What I noticed is that these people, they can be a fan of the music, and a lot of times when I go to the clubs, these girls will be fans of the music, but it just stops there. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the difference between. I noticed this also about white Americans, even Saudi Arabians, man. Like I think some of the most hardcore, a la Muslim dudes, man, out here. Shout outs to them. They know that, hey, this is just entertainment. That's it. And they leave that shit right there. It's back to my regular career. It's back to my religion, back to my customs. They know how to like play the video game, put it down, and I'm gonna leave it there and get back to my life. The problem with black people though is we embody all of that. You know what I'm saying? We just can't be a fan of Jay-Z and okay, Jay-Z is a rapper. That's it. Okay, all right, nigga, that was pretty good words. Ooh, all right, nigga, I gotta go back to school. I gotta go back to study my law school. We embody that. We embody it with the way we dress, with the way we talk, with everything, and that's what kills us because a person who listens to Jay-Z in Poland is not looking for Jay-Z to provide them a business plan. They're not gonna do that. They understand that this nigga is, he's a good entertainer. You probably don't know shit about business, motherfucker. So I'm not gonna fuck with you with that. But when it comes to us, we see it, and a lot of black men, I want to say this. A lot of black men look at Jay-Z and they say, well, look at hip hop. This is an easier entrance to get into. I can see myself doing this and doing something else. And we embody that, and that's where we make a lot of mistakes. We don't, like I said, it's again what Thomas Sowell said, the great economist. Black people really have a strong dislike for their best people, and that's set up from white folks. I have to really call it back in the day. But who I need to go back to? I think Eric just talked. Did you just speak, Eric, or was it Dynas?
Yeah, I just thought, yeah.
Okay, Dynas. Let's talk about the separation of hip hop. And shout out to Eric Berg for that donation. And if you guys are still coming in, man, keep the likes coming up, man. We have almost 200 people watching. Dynas, what is the problem with black people not being able to, especially black men? We cannot separate, a lot of us, entertainment from hip hop from actual real life shit. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that, Dynas? You live in Atlanta, so.
I think a lot of times, when we talk about a lot of people growing up in low-income communities, the ghetto, you have to have this escapism. And it's through drugs, it's through living vicariously through athletes and entertainers as well. So I think that's part of the main issue is just they're trying to escape the reality of what's going on in their neighborhoods through music or through hip hop. So I think that's the main issue because you gotta understand in the black community, especially low income black community, we don't put an emphasis on math, we don't put an emphasis on the sciences, we don't put an emphasis on entrepreneurship, we don't put an emphasis on ownership. So the only thing that there's an emphasis on is dribbling a basketball, catching a football. So that's why we tend to, I guess, be attracted and absorb ourselves so much into entertainers.
Okay. Let me go back to Eric. Eric, you're on tour now. Jay-Z's 47. I mean, probably won't be putting out any more classic albums. Maybe not so many more. It's getting close to 50.
Yeah.
With the message of what we just heard, and Jay-Z's album is a little bit older, a little bit wiser. Where do you see hip hop going after this album? And what direction do you see rap music going in now, as opposed to maybe a few years ago?
Well, rap music, I definitely see it going towards attention over respect. And that could be a good or a bad thing. I definitely see more opportunity. There's more opportunity for people to be successful now, especially with the you know, internet and being able to blow up a song very, very quick. But the state of hip hop and rap music is, I say it's in a very dangerous space because that level of influence as a rapper is very, very strong, especially if you're on the Billboard charts. You know, if you're collaborating with like some of the biggest acts, it's that level of influence that I think a lot of guys don't really understand in the game. Like, they don't realize that their words actually have an impact on people. So they get, it's like when a person becomes famous, they won't know they're famous. You know what I'm saying? Until they see like media and blogs talking about them, and they're like, oh wow, actually, dang, people are actually watching me. So it's all about perspective, man. It's like really looking from that. I think educating young brothers that there are so many different things we can do. I never thought I would play a violin. Never thought I would play a violin, and I've been able to travel the world doing what I love, and I got to see that it's not about how many notes I can play. It doesn't matter how many notes I can play. It's about the impact. And because I see people that have watched my videos from 6 years ago, and I saw somebody in Chicago airport. They were like, yo, man, you had an impact on my life. It really helped me, man. I was going through a lot of depression. And I think that's what's crucial. People to understand that attention and respect, they do not equal. They're not the same.
You dropped that gem last time on the show we did last Sunday, and like I said, you guys, you're coming in like the video with 200 people watching, 110 likes. Jay-Z kind of made, from what I heard, there was a lyric where he's talking about somebody on the Instagram with money to their ear.
Yeah.
We don't respect that over here, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you remember that lyric?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So, I mean, and then when I heard that, I was like, okay, you know, he's kind of, now that was a good gem he dropped, because you have a lot of black people, man, you know, shout out to my girl. She's a Snapchat queen, you know, she,
yeah.
you know, but she ain't doing nothing like, you know, here go $10,000 or nothing like that. You know, but a lot of black men are doing that all the time.
Yeah.
There was one dude, this had to be some of the dumbest shit I've seen. This nigga was in a shower.
Oh no.
Like $100,000 and was not money. Bitch, I got money, bitch. Ho, bitch. Ho, you slut. I'm like,
I think I saw that video. One of my friends. He sent me that video.
That dude is crazy. What's his name?
I don't even know. That joke was very.
I'm like, nigga, are you serious? And shout out to Jay Miller Speaks Out. There was a lady, man, who it's a very sad story. She had posted on Facebook that she had just was homeless and she had made it to 6-figure salary. I think she posted a check stub on her Facebook, and like 3 hours later, niggas came to her house and killed her.
Wow.
That was an inside job. That was an inside job. I think it's gonna be revealed that somebody in her family was involved in that.
But even still,
yeah, you still,
that's still the point. Yeah, you're telling your business. You know, let's get back in more to that, Eric, because you know you were talking about. I'm gonna go back to Dynasty, because he know a lot about attention, man. Because you know, I ain't as popular as y'all. Dynasty, you know, you was all world, and you retired and became African. But I think got a couple of dashikis. He cool now, but y'all seen him play, man. I seen him play in a couple Holy Bowls back in the day. They lost, but he had about 200 yards though. They lost bad, always lost bad. But you know, Eric, you were getting a lot of attention, man, when you got on World Star Hip Hop, and you told me about your first video, I'm Good, didn't do well. Then they started doing good. Then you started getting a lot of attention from women. What did you figure out as a black man that attention versus respect. When did you figure out, which one was the most important?
Oh, wow. I don't think it was an exact moment. I think it was a progression. I started to see that attention is very quick, and I understood the difference between attention and respect when I started to get feedback from people. I'm not the greatest violinist in the world. And I started to see, like, a lady sent me a message. She's deaf. And she told me that she enjoyed watching me play. She can't hear.
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa. I mean, and I had to really like step back and think, like, wow, I don't know what it's like to be deaf. And I'm like, that's gotta be really crazy. And it took me a while. I just sat in my room and just like thinking, man, like, yo, she can't hear what I'm playing, but she sees the expression from what I'm doing, and that I enjoy what I'm doing. And I took that experience, and I wrote it down in my journal, so I just don't forget, that happened. I'm like, yo, this is way bigger than music. I had to respect my influence. What do I mean by that? I have to know that the things that I do and the things that I say are going to change people's lives. And it can either be positive or negative. I have to be aware of that. So, attention from I know a lot of you guys are probably in the MGTOW, or you watching the red pill on like Reddit and stuff. You guys got to understand that you can't just be out here reckless. And what do I mean by that? If you want to have any significant respect, you have to treat it with care. Like when in the Spider-Man comic, with great power comes great responsibility, right? I think is that a Spider-Man comic?
I don't know.
But you can't just go out here, because at first I didn't understand my influence. And the influence came fast in my life. I'm just walking around like I'm just a regular dude, and like people are really looking up to me. They're watching what I say, and so I think it has to go along. It has to be your lifestyle has to match up with your actions and your words, basically.
Boom.
So if you're going to say something, if you're going to do something, then it has to match up on paper. And I know a lot of you guys are, you say you won $1 million, but I pose this question for you. If you found, if somebody gave you a bag with $100,000 in it, what would you do? And most people would say, well, I give it to the church. What I mean? I'll let these people know, I ain't a broke brother no more, and so some people, I'll post it on Facebook, what I mean? Send it to my ex, a lot of people had all these questions, but don't tell nobody. Do not tell anybody. If somebody gives you 100,000, just don't tell nobody. I call it the guess what's happening syndrome. When you got something going on, when you got a promotion or something, you want to go straight to social media and tell everybody. But no, just work in silence. Because that's how you fight that, I call it the attention demon. Everybody's trying to, get kudos and props from people. Yeah.
Let me, because Dinas, I mean, I know you were, it's funny to listen to your story, man, because how you were an athlete, and then you end up going to Brazil, and then you end up going to Africa. Like, talk about attention, man, because you had probably more attention from women than like most dudes, even because you were in LA for a minute. Like, when did you realize that shit was worthless?
Was worthless?
Yeah. Or did you?
I think, especially when I moved to LA, it's so superficial. And then it's worthless when this is what I noticed about women in LA, and this is women for the most part in general. And when they realize this, it's too late. Women date from, I would say, the age 16 to about 32 for social status. Meaning the fake dude that's balling in the club gets all the women. But if you're a corporate square with resources, with a job that can support a family, you get no love. Then what happens, they get ran through by the fake ballers, you know, the roadies, and etc. in Hollywood, the bums. And then when they get 33, 34 years old, they want this corporate guy who has a solid foundation. And then it's like, no, hell no. So I knew it was fake because it's like, especially when I was in LA, because I was there broke when I was in LA. When I first started, when I first moved there and I was an aspiring actor and model, I didn't have shit. So it's like, I was getting all this attention just because I had good looks. And I knew it was just all superficial, you know, which I didn't care because I was still getting laid. So I didn't have shit, but I was still getting laid. So, you know, it's fake when you don't have anything and girls are still all over you. But then when you have something and you speak proper, it's like, nah, we want this bum dusty dude over here. And then it's too late for him after that. So.
Wow.
I mean, let me ask you this. Have you experienced, I mean, because now that you have a really good job now and you're not like modeling anymore, do females treat you different?
Not really, because I don't put myself out there like that. Like I do my podcast, you know, I do videos with you, and I go to work and I take care of my son. So I'm not really out there like that, like I was back when I was modeling and stuff, but I had hella pictures of me in my underwear floating around.
Yo, I see you in them joints, man. I was like, oh man.
Oh, no homo. So yeah.
Call Google. Hey man, can y'all take these motherfuckers down? Let's do this. We're gonna take the conversation for another spin. I don't know if you guys heard about there's a Nigerian doctor that shot himself in America in New York City. We're gonna talk about that real quick, but before we do that, let's get the brothers in the chat to get the likes up. We have 200 people watching. All right, we have a really good show tonight. 2 great guests. So you niggas come in here and like the goddamn video, okay? 190. O'Shea get all the fine women. Yes, I do. Y'all must have seen my girl yesterday on my vlogcast channel. Y'all know for other nigga, I always had all the hoes. Okay, I just don't be mad at Jesus, man. Okay, that kind of shit. I know you niggas mad. I know you mad. Like, how the fuck did he do that? That's just because, nigga, I got game. I don't need no money. I got mouthpiece, nigga. That's what I'm just E40. Okay, listen, y'all. Stop the show. Get the likes up. I got 200 people watching. 137 people. You niggas are stingy with these motherfucking likes. I will end this bitch. Okay. Let's get 11 more likes in here, y'all. Nigga, not more than me, bro. Steve, nigga, you be dating handicap hoes, nigga. I remember when you put that bitch in the wheelchair behind Mama Mark's Park. But get the likes up, y'all. 11 more. Thank you, Davey. I hope so. I'm broke, man. You said, O'Shea, you're gonna blow up soon. O'Shea, do a video on the fakeness of LA. No, nigga, you do a video on the fakeness of LA, motherfucker. What the fuck? I'm gonna just hold on. Why you niggas asking shit like that? Hey, don't do it. No, then you do a video on that shit. The fuck? All right, 9 more likes, y'all. Come on now. 9 people gonna like the video. We're gonna get into the second topic. And we want to talk about this shit right here, man. This is an actual really kind of sad story. Which is a little odd, man, because this dude, I don't know if you heard about this, Eric. Have you heard about this dude who killed some people? He was a doctor? Black dude?
No.
Okay. So this dude, Dr. Henry Bello, okay. What ended up happening is he was working at this particular hospital. From what I think, and he was like 45 years old, right? Kind of old. I think what it was, he was in residency. He went to Ross School of Medicine in the Caribbean. Very difficult school. Like, seriously, I give a lot of props to people who go to the Caribbean and study medicine, because you're studying a lot of times without even running water some days, taking hella shits. I mean, in a rural place like Ross School of Medicine is a difficult place to get in and to get out of once you get in. If you fail one class, you got to repeat the whole fucking semester. So shout outs to people who go to Ross. So the brother went there He was an immigrant to the United States. I believe what happened was he was a family medical resident. Okay. And so what ends up happening is he was forced to resign as a house physician. Actually, he's a house physician, so they were like, trying to take a risk on him, I guess, like that. And so he ended up getting his medical license banned, so he could never get a medical license again.
Oh wow!
He also had some past arrests. Go ahead.
So why exactly? What exactly did he do his medical license?
Well, some woman said that he harassed her or some shit like that.
Oh shit!
Well, the nigga did have a lot of fucked up shit on him. He had a past record for sexual abuse, turnstile jumping, burglary, and public urination. Like this nigga was doing all kind of shit. I mean, come on, nigga. But anyways, he had moved to California. Nigga was damn near homeless, and he was like, "Fuck that! Somebody got to pay." And he went and killed one person and shot some others. But let's talk to Dynas a little bit. I get your take on it, Eric. Dynas, you said that you thought that this was a little fishy. Let's talk about it from your perspective about this shooting.
No, I think my issue is about shooting that's telling me. And I want to pull up the article. I want to pull up the article, but in the article they were like, Nigerian doctor kills one, shoots five, or shoots 6 people, killing one. And you haven't heard the outrage from the liberals, which usually say he was Hispanic, a Hispanic immigrant. And if the media would have said, Mexican immigrant shoots 6 people, kills one, the liberals would have been outraged, like, oh, don't target immigrants. All you guys are doing is trying to leverage this to deport immigrants. But the liberals aren't defending this guy. That's number one. Number two, you already knew he was black because what happened? They released his picture immediately, making excuses for him like they do usually when white guys snap. Because when white guys snap, it's like, oh, let's check his background. Let's see if he had any mental issues. Let's see if he was being harassed on the job. And all this other stuff and all this other nonsense. But with him, it's like, oh, he snapped and shot 6 people, killing one. So, I think it's somewhat of a wake-up call as well to Nigerians and really all Africans here in America. They're like, even though you might come here, immigrate here, and call yourself Nigerian, you might call yourself Kenyan, you might call yourself Senegalese or Ghanaian, in the eyes of society, you're black, and you're going to be treated likewise. So I think they got a wake-up call on that as well.
Let me kind of, weigh in on this real quick. A guy messaged me, and if you saw me on my phone, I had to block a dude on Facebook. Some Nigerian ass white says, based on your content, I see that you have a hatred for Nigerians, which is funny because the person who built my website and that runs the website is this dude name is Kevin Akandu. I mean, here you always have these assholes, Nigerian people, and then to a certain degree, this one YouTuber, he's a cool dude. What's this dude's name, man? King Richards. He's a Nigerian dude based out of London. He kind of has some little kind of slick things to say about certain things I said about Nigerians. But you got to understand, a lot of Nigerians who come to America, they do feel that they are separate from the black plight in America. Like, for example, the African Americans are one thing and we are another. And I mean, obviously the African Americans and the Nigerians understand that the cultures are different because we have different experiences. But they feel like what we go through and how people see us is not how people are going to see them.
Right.
I think that is what a lot of African Americans have been saying. It's like, hey, white people even though you got, you dealt with, racism indirectly, because like I went to Uganda, and I know you've been in more African countries than me. When I go to Uganda, you don't see direct racism. There's nobody who's gonna like look at you crazy because you're black. Everybody's fucking black. You know what I mean? So when a Nigerian person comes to America, they're never used to being like pulled over or stereotyped or anything like that. But what they don't understand is while they're trying to, maybe not align with our fuckery that we have in the black community, the police will get right behind your ass. You will get guns pulled right on your ass too. They're not gonna be like, oh, wait a minute, dog, my bad. I thought you were African American. You can go. They don't care you wearing the dashiki. To them, you're a nigga. And when it comes to promoting the headline that you did something to somebody, they're going to push it. And I think a lot of Nigerians feel that they have a lot of respect in America, and they do well, but as a core group, what it looks like is, they don't respect Nigerians like they respect the Latino population. They don't. The Nigerians are not the Jews. They're not the Latino community. What people don't understand is when they count numbers, the Nigerians, if I'm not mistaken, they are counted in the African American population. Is that not right?
All black people are.
All blacks, right? So if you identify as blacks, African Americans includes Nigerians. So you're part of the black community where you want to be or not. The only group of black people who are not considered in the black community are those blacks who are from like black Latinos.
Exactly.
But other than that,
Dominicans.
Yeah.
And O'Shea, also too, another group that's not included in the black community that's black are these black Middle Easterners, or even these black North Africans like Sudanese. Yeah. I want to say even like Somalians or Ethiopians are counted in the black community,
right?
Which is odd. But a lot of these black Sudanese, Northern Sudanese, Somalians, Eritreans, Ethiopians, and even black people from like Saudi, because there's a lot of black people in places like Saudi Arabia, these Middle Eastern countries. I want to say they might not be included in regard to being labeled as black or African American.
Yeah, there are actually a lot of northern Nigerians in Saudi Arabia for a fact. I know that for a fact.
Right.
A lot of Nigerians. But let me ask you, Eric, I know you're just hearing the story. And I know you just got word of it, wind of it, but we have a black man who has some questionable priors, sexual assault, robbery. Well, my thing is, how is this nigga even able to get a job in the first place? Is he has a suspect past. I'm just being honest, really. This guy's a risk, But at the same time, do you think that had it be another race of person that did the same thing that he did, it would be a lot less covered, or
Oh, definitely. There's so many stories going on around the world that people in the United States will never hear. Like they won't hear stories that are like things that are going on in the Philippines. Like they're not going to hear. They're just not going to hear about it, unless you go look for it yourself. And these stories are very, very popular with news sites because you got to understand they're trying to get ad revenue. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get their click-through rate up. So they're going to use titles that are like make you like, what are you doing? Like that's too much. So I think it's just being aware that, hey, they are using that like we're all just out of it, like insane, and it's tough because I could go. I remember I went to London and this person walked up to me and they were like, I seen your videos, man, it's really dope. And they were like, oh, you're such a nice person. Oh, wow. And they were like, well, what made you, I asked them, like, what made you think I was a nice person? And they were like, well, I see I see what's going on in the news in America. And it's like, it's very aggressive. Black men are very aggressive, and I'm like, whoa, I'm like, man, that's crazy. So it's like, you got to understand the power that media has. And you have to look, I look at everything like, man, they just trying to get the
Dinah, let me ask you this, because do you think that this particular guy, I mean, in no shape or form are we trying to excuse what he did.
No, absolutely not.
And so, because somebody I do have some ass. I had to get a lot of these white conservatives off of my fucking platform, man. I got tired of them motherfuckers coming over here bitching and complaining and shit. So you white conservatives, don't be. I'm gonna start banning y'all from this shit. Y'all know I'm niggified. I will cuss your ass out. You don't come over here with that bullshit. We are not excusing what this dude did. It was obviously this brother had some problems going on in his personal life. Even if he did get fired unjustly, it's still you don't come back and shoot people. But let's talk about black men working with women. Now, this is what I want to say before we go back to you, Dynasty. Me personally, I was offered a lot of women want to write for the Negro manosphere. Like, for whatever reason, I'll get an inbox, like, can I submit an article I'd like to write? The answer is always fuck no. When it comes to me even working with women, one of the reasons, I don't want to work anywhere around, if I could help it, I don't want to work anywhere around women. I know that's hard to do. It's very difficult to do. But situations like this, it just goes to show you how powerful women are. Because a woman can pretty much, say certain things and get brothers, fired. Let's give brothers some tips. I know you're in a professional industry.
Yes.
What about working with women, man? What precautions do you take?
My rule of thumb is do not shit where you eat. Like, women are off limits, period. Of course, if we have a working relationship, I converse with them in a working environment. But as far as taking the next step with them or the extra mile with them, in regards to a relationship, no, absolutely not. No. It will always be keep it professional at all times. If you're black in corporate America, oh my God.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, especially if you're freaking black. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh,
definitely off that line. And that's the thing I understand. A lot of brothers, they'll get unprofessional, they'll make little jokes. I'm like, dude, you're just asking to lose your job. Because when it comes to white people, when they do it, it's all jokes, it's all laughs. It's all, okay, we had to put, Joey in a new position. We had to create a new role for him. He just wasn't a fit in this specific role. But the whole time it was sexual harassment. But with your black ass, they're not creating a new role. They'll give you your papers to So yeah, no, absolutely not. Off limits.
Eric, I know that you have your own, your own thing. All of us on the panel, we operate some form of self-business. There's nobody on this panel that doesn't have it. Eric, now I know that you're a musician. You probably get chicks wanting to sleep with you and shit. Like, oh, Eric, can you play me like you play the violin? Oh, how do you deal with your interactions with women? Are you very cautious on how you deal with them?
Very. I don't respond to direct messages. I'm very aware of the people I have around me, and I say this because I have to look. I can't look from myself. I have to realize that I am a black man playing violin. I am a role model, and I know that the media would love that. You can't give them. You can't make it too easy for them. Like, they would love to say, "Oh, well, Eric, sexually harassed this woman." So I make sure that I'm not in any questionable situations. When I'm corresponding with emails with people, I imagine that there are millions of people watching that email, like that whole like transcript, right? And this is what you guys got to understand. You can't, just because a woman makes an opportunity at you, man. It's like makes a pass at you. It's like you don't have to take every single opportunity. That's part of having like values and just standards for yourself, man. Because I remember there was plenty of times years ago when I found myself in situations that could have blown out of proportion, where I could have been, on the nightly news, and I just remember, removing myself before it even got to that point. And there's a lot of dangerous. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that you can get yourself into, but when you're not thinking with your mind, it's usually when you get in trouble if you're not thinking with your mind. You guys know what I'm talking about. And so I look at it from a different perspective, not just a regular guy. I look at it from, I have influence. So I remember that I'm not going to converse with everybody. I don't even have a lot of people around. I got like 20 people on my phone. So I take it very serious.
Let me kind of talk about this because, I'm in medical school and I say, people say like, hey man, you kind of risking your career by certain things that you say, which I really care less. I'm still gonna apply. If any of these videos come back to haunt me, then what? It just does. I mean, life will go on. I can go somewhere else to do something. I really just don't give a fuck because I don't live my life according to other people's rules. I just don't. I wanted to be a doctor because I wanted to do that, not because I wanted to do it in America. So I mean, what I wanted to say is this. A lot of guys, who are typically, most of us do work with women in some sorts. Unless even if you work at a male prison, you will have female nurses. And in his case, a female nurse said he did this or he did that. And a lot of dudes don't know, and I have to say this, man, and this is no disrespect, but a lot of African cats, y'all thirsty, man. Keep that shit real, man. I'm not saying that from just because something I heard. I'm saying that for what I fucking know. Some of them,
oh man,
I gotta write an article on African simps. Y'all niggas be simping, and when y'all come to America, the simping gets the thirst is so unreal. I was with my girl in Ukraine, man. Let me tell a little story. I was with my girl in Ukraine, and these African simps, a lot of African simps in Ukraine, right? So this dude seen, my chick just all over me, kiss me and everything like that. Little short motherfucker too, 4'11", ugly little motherfucker. Just what nobody give his ass. The nigga look worse than me. He made me look good. That was bad. That's how ugly he was. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go to the restroom. We're at the Metro Club in Lviv. I'm gonna go to the restroom and I'm gonna come back. Cause nigga was sipping on some shit. And so I left her there and came back. Mm-hmm. And about 5 minutes later, she said, yo, when you was gone, homeboy right there was trying to pop at me. So I turned around and looked at this nigga, and he was smoking a little shisha like this. And I mean, like, only a thirsty ass nigga, like, you see this woman is here with me. Like, you see the girl, all in my mouth, all in my gums, nigga, looking at my goddamn teeth and shit. You seen this shit. But, I mean, a lot of African niggas are fucking thirsty. They will risk their whole... I knew a dude here from Nigeria, man. He almost got put out of school for sexually harassing bitches. Wow. I know 2 of them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like me, most African American dudes, when we get into like places of like medicine or education, we're not going you'll never see too many brothers getting fired. We know how hard it is to get it. We're going to play the role. We're going to play the role. We already know that. But African niggas, simping. I mean, let me ask you this, did you see a lot of, when you went to Africa, did you see a lot of thirsty shit going on over there? I mean, because I saw a lot of thirsty shit going on in Uganda. I saw a lot of simping.
Like be specific, because I really didn't see a lot of thirsty shit going on when I was in Africa. I really didn't see it.
If you want to see shit going on,
okay, I take that back. The only thirsty shit I saw was when Africans who were desperate to get their green cards dating these old, wrinkled up, ugly European women. some of that.
Mm-hmm.
But aside of that, I really didn't see a lot of thirsty shit going on. You'll see this young, handsome African man who has to be in his mid-20s with this old, wrinkled up, burnt European woman who has to be in her 70s, walking around holding hands, kissing, and then you'll find out what's going on, and you know the guy is trying to get his green card to whatever European country this woman is from. I saw that, but outside of that, I didn't see a lot of simping. You see way more simping on like shows like For Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, or here in America, the type of simping, you know, fighting over, you know, your girl cheats on you, she gets pregnant by another guy, take her in and the baby, and then fight the other dude. Like you see shit like that here in America, but shit like that in Africa don't go on really. Because I mean, in parts of Africa they like kill her ass. So you know, outside of the dating for green cards or pay for play for green cards, I didn't see a lot of stuff.
Let me just go to this. I'm gonna go to Aaron. I'm gonna tell you like this, right? If you really want to see, can't generalize all Africa, 53 countries. Well, you can't because some of those are Arab countries. Morocco, Egypt, help me out, Algeria, Mauritania. So some of those are not, you know, all sub-Saharan, you know. But I will tell you that this, from especially West African, all of the former British colonial, if you want to see the thirst, go to the club. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. I can go to a black club, right? It'd be dangerous, but you'll see hella niggas that'll be on the wall. You know, you'll see niggas hella dressed up like, but you know, they'll look at a bitch and be on her, but won't talk to her. A lot of niggas is like that. They're like, I ain't gonna let this bitch know I'm trying to talk to her. Fuck her. That's how niggas are. African dudes, man, like Uganda, that dude, they will try to hate on you in your own dog. Don't even matter. They will try to talk to the girlfriends. Like the thirst is real, dog. I mean, like I never seen the level of thirst when I'm talking about Uganda. I'm talking about niggas in sandals thirsty, ashy ass feet thirst, all kind of musty thirst. I'm talking about niggas got, you know, niggas, we have our own thirst, but it's different. African thirst is at an all-time high. African nigga thirst is, I hope to God I'd never be that thirsty. And a lot of these dudes are smart though. Like they will risk their career for some pussy. They will do anything for some ass, dude. That's the difference I've seen between like African American professional men and like African professional men. And the African professional men are thirsty as fuck. Thirsty. Eric, do you know you thirsty African?
Oh man, I definitely heard some stories from my sister, my older sister. She definitely told me some stories of, you know, a lot of guys trying to. They would do so much, and she would just be not interested. You know, like they still keep going. You can't do that, man, because that's gonna lead to an unfulfilled life. You know, if a woman obviously does not want to spend time with you, just keep moving. Like, it's as simple as that. But the natural reaction is to want to go and, oh man, you know, I gotta go harder because that's what the Disney movies told me to do.
Disney movie.
They told me to do that. But it's like, I know personally from my life, man, it's like I have to be aware of all my actions. So when I'm constantly like, I already know I'm not focused on what I'm doing if I'm chasing after women all day, you know, and women are going to resent you if you're just chasing after them all day because you're spending all your time not focused on your purpose. You know what I mean? So that's you guys got to focus on your purpose, man. I can attest to it. I've been there. You know, I pay for vacations and did all types of stuff that just doesn't make any sense.
Well, let's see, nigga, I'm tired, nigga. I got some porn to watch now. You know, how long we been rocking? Let's see. This is a good show, man. You guys like the videos, man. If you guys are in here, this is a good show, man. How long we been on this shit? Anybody know?
Show.
Started shooting an hour ago. Okay. Listen, y'all. Yeah, Africans are thirsty, man. Like, why you motherfuckers mad? That's the truth. I'm not hating. Africans are thirsty motherfuckers. They are. The motherfuckers are thirsty as shit. On average, they're thirsty. I think maybe African niggas is thirsty.
So, Shay, somebody said persistence works sometimes though.
It do shit, but not when it don't work, you get a motherfucking the police come and put the restraining order on your ass. That's the problem, nigga. Shit. They thirsty. They in Poland thirsty. I see these niggas all the time, man. I be seeing them. They be out here thirsty on fat ass white bitches, bruh. I see these niggas moving. But anyways, man, I'm gonna go ahead and end the show, man. I'm tired of shit. I really didn't want to do a stream today because I've been working on my website and that took a lot of energy. But I'm glad that we were able to get this stream in. Shout out to channel, search for Dynast, and then we'll end it.
I appreciate it. Make sure, once again, like I always in the show, thank you for platforms like yours. O'Shea, like I always say, Black media is dead. So brothers like yourself who have this type of platform, it is desperately needed. And we need more platforms like yourself. So thank you so much. Please go to like my page, follow my page. In fact, subscribe to my page, search for Huru on YouTube. Also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, search for Huru. Also go to www.dynasty.com. Check out our indigenous African art, jewelry, fashion, accessories. .com. Learn more about the documentary we're shooting. Also contribute towards those documentaries. Last but not least, go to Amazon.com. Search your name, Dynasty Samir. Buy a book. Also, too, O'Shea, are you familiar with the? Let me pull it up real quick. I had to shout this brother out real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Jesse Murray.
Okay.
If you could put his link in the description.
Yeah, send it to my email.
Are you familiar with the his case?
No, but shit, if you tell me to do it, I'm gonna do it. What happened?
Okay, all right. So basically, Jesse Murray here in the Atlanta area was involved in a confrontation at a bar where it was 3 white men were, I think, harassing his ex-wife. So of course he gets in the middle of it, tells them to get off of him, get off of her. They soon leave, him and his ex-wife, or his current wife, don't remember. And he's confronted again by the 3 of them. Of course, he implements his stand your ground, rights. But as we know, stand your ground is only for non-Black people, from what it seems. So he ends up shooting one of the individuals, but one of the individuals happened to be an ex-police or off-duty police officer, and he kills him.
Wow.
So he goes to trial, and unfortunately, he got off. They wanted to charge him for murder, but he got off. He took a plea deal. In fact, let me back up for a second. They said that the stand your ground applicable because they feel as if he wasn't, his life wasn't on the line, I guess, or whatnot. So they tried to use that against him, even though 3 men attacked him. So he went to trial, ended up taking a plea bargain for a lesser charge, but he's on probation for 5 years, which is BS, when he should have just walked. Basically, there's a GoFundMe for the brother. I donated, a lot of people donated.
Okay.
He actually was on the Boyce Watkins show earlier this morning. And I'll send you a link, but if you could just, if you go to GoFundMe and type justice for Jesse Murray, and his name is spelled JESSIEMURRAY, justice for Jesse Murray. And I'm gonna put that in the chat. People, if you got $1, 50 cents, because again, with legal fees, You know, he got charged with a felony, which is BS. If you guys could just support the brother any type of way, please do. You know, I supported the brother today because, again, his case, again, he should have just walked, period. But again, when you talk about laws like stand your ground, you know, that's necessarily not for us, just like the NRA is in regards to Philando Castile. But that's another story. So, yeah.
Somebody's echoing. Maybe that's.
Who is that?
Yeah, Eric. Let me see. Eric, can put you on mute real quick. Let's see.
Okay.
Is it? It was Eric. No, it's Dynast.
I'm not echoing.
Hold on. I want to do this right now, man.
All right.
So brothers, you heard, you know, what happened, man. You know, and I don't even have to research to know the shit is true. One of the things that we have to do as black men is, you know, one of the reasons why we don't get a lot of support is because when situations like this happen, we don't really, as a group, we don't come back and say anything. You know, we don't try to give it any kind of noise, and that's why they treat us like they treat us. You know what I mean? We cannot expect people to take us serious as a group if we don't support other brothers, because, like I said, man, you know, we ought to force people, especially non-black people, to respect us. All right, and I'm not trying to get no notoriety out of doing this, but I can't ask people to support me, and you know, I don't support other brothers. So I just made a donation there. For those brothers, man, if you could donate anything that you can, I'll be promoting it here, and I'll be doing the podcast on it. Help this brother out, man. You know, to have somebody ruin your life for no reason, and, you know, think about it. I mean, Trayvon Martin, you know, it was okay for that guy to kill him, and nothing happened, you know. But like I said, when it comes to us, man, it's really fucked up, you know. And like I said, man, I just donated you know, $25 over there, and it had nothing to do with me trying to get no kudos or anything from it. But it's about black men gotta support one another. You know what I mean? And you gotta do it not only with your mouth, man, but with your dollars too. You know, help brothers out, man. When they, you know, we have to stick together. If you don't support, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna read what happened. Go ahead. But no, go ahead. Finish your thought.
If you don't take an interest in you know, people in your core group, nobody will take an interest in you. So go ahead and read the Dynast.
All right. So basically, what happened? This is just a small synopsis of what happened. Almost 3.5 years ago, Jesse Murray was with his ex-wife at a bar and restaurant in the city of Hapeville, Georgia, which is like a small, like probably like 10 minutes outside of, like 5 minutes outside of Atlanta. It's where the airport is located. Part of the airport. Throughout the evening, they were being harassed by a group of 4 white men who were part of a larger party. A drunken white male stumbled into Murray's wife, Tracy, and made no apology for his actions. It was at this point that Murray stood between his wife and the man and told him to get away from his wife. The drunken man, later identified as Nathaniel Adams, a former police officer, told Murray to leave, and 4 other white men began to surround Murray. Murray decided he was going to leave and went to his car to get his gun before coming to get his wife out of the restaurant. He retrieved his weapon and tried to re-enter the restaurant and was blocked by 4 white men who told him his wife wasn't going anywhere. Murray was then viciously attacked by one of the men, and then the others joined in the fight. While being beaten, the gun in Murray's pocket went off, killing Adams. A bloody and bruised Murray ran from the group of men and was shot at by someone in the group. Police eventually arrived to investigate the situation. It was then found out that Adams was a friend of the investigating officers, and despite Murray being attacked, being arrested that evening. That night gave a glimpse in the state of Georgia. Murray found himself charged with malice murder in the 1st degree, as well as aggravated assault, facing 15 to 55 years in prison for the shooting death of Adams. A rational person would think that Murray was in fear of his life, and had every right to use a gun that night. However, Clayton County Judge Albert R. Collier felt that Murray was not in fear for his life when he was attacked by a group of 4 men. The judge stated that, nor does it appear to this court that the other men in the vicinity were acting in such a way that would cause the defendant to reasonably believe that deadly force was necessary to prevent death or great bodily injury to himself or a third party. You hear that bullshit? This strange logic put Murray in a legal life or death limbo, but it all came to an end this week after 2.5 days of testimony in a packed Clayton County, Georgia courtroom. In a plea bargain, Murray was allowed to plead to a lesser firearms charges and was sentenced to 5 years probation. His family and legal defense were elated at the outcome and happy that the community came out and supported Murray. Like I said, he shouldn't have been charged with shit. But, you know, there it is. So if you guys could, please support this brother, because, again, he has to put his life back together, get his life back together. And, of course, legal fees are expensive as hell. So, you know, I just want to put that out there.
Okay. Well, I certainly I thank you, Dynasty, when I went over there and donated to the brother. Like I said, like I said, it's just like that, you know. If the other guy can get off, killing Trayvon Martin for following somebody and not talking, I mean, it's just crazy. But this is what happens when you have black men as a group of people who are not really united. They can just do whatever they want to do. So, that's just how I feel. So, try to support brothers if you can. Go ahead, Eric, and shout out your channel, man. And I'll put everybody's description link there.
So my channel is Estan247. That's ESTAN 247. And I'm on tour now, guys. So my next show is going to be in San Antonio, July 15th at the Tobin Center. So if any of you guys around that area, man, like invite a friend out. I'll be bringing my fiddle. I'll be playing violin for you guys. So yeah, man, this has been great. Appreciate the opportunity to come up here, O'Shea, and talk to everybody, and just just hope you guys look from a different point of view. Keep looking at life from different points of views, not just your own.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just helps so much, man. It helps so much. So yeah, EricStanleyWorldwide.com. That's my website. Yeah, man.
Also, my mom, I ordered, because I'm in Poland. I ordered your CD. You got it. So.
Word.
Yeah, she said, "Who's Eric Stanley?" I was like, "That's my nigga." I'll put it in. So thank both of you guys for coming on. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully next Sunday, typically we do it like this all the time. I wasn't feeling great, but we did a great show. Thank you, brothers. Thank you for the chat, for those people who are still watching. I'm going to try to reach out to this dude who had this particular situation and see if
reach out to him on Facebook. I actually talked to him today over Facebook. So he's real cool. So yeah, reach out to him on Facebook.
Yeah, let's reach out to him, and I will reach out to him, and then let's try to get it remind me 2 times, because I'll be forgetting. But we'll try to get him on and talk about it. And so, brothers, bring some black situation. Those of you who have a platform, when something happens, we need to try to. And I actually try to get an article on this on negromanosphere.com to shed some light. But thank you guys. Get the likes up. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.